howdily ho. So it seems like we have a new heroic in the game in a what looks to be quite pay-to-win way right now. But it's going to depend on what they do with some currently unreleased dragons. But anyway, this is the new High Black Void dragon. I have to say, I think he does look quite cool. But this dragon, as you can see, he does have Dream, Shadow, Metal, and Flame, which I guess it's an okay set of kind of basic elements apart from the Dream element there. And then this dragon has a skill, one skill, which is Void Compression, which deals damage to all of his opponents, not components. Just because he's a robot doesn't mean he's going to hurt himself. But yeah, it deals damage to all opponents, and we currently have a collection on with a skill skin that will boost the damage of this Void Compression skill. However, at the moment, I'm not actually sure if there is a way to obtain this dragon without outright buying him, because for example, if I go into my offers section here, you'll see that we've got all these offers and I ignore them all the time, and we do currently have an offer on which for me in the UK on PC is £15. It's going to be different depending on where you're located and also the device that you're playing on, but it's him and you get 20 of his insignias. And the collection where these insignias become relevant is this one here, where if you get 110 insignias, you can get the skill skin for this dragon, which turns in red, which, to be honest, it's not really all that different. I kind of prefer the blue one. But as it says, deals boosted damage for the Void Compression skill, and you also get 500 orbs. So they're treating this dragon like a true heroic VIP. But, I mean, compare the current heroic VIPs that we have, like High Spiked Rhinodillo, and then we have this guy where his skill is deals damage to all opponents with one of his skills. So at the moment, he's looking a little bit underpowered. We'll have to see how he actually plays out to confirm for sure, but you know, considering we have dragons that like deal damage and heal and completely block damage, and this guy just deals damage to all opponents, I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Not too positive, to be honest. But if you're wondering where you can get these actual insignias, Black Void insignias from, you can get them from quests, like it says here. It says Event Islands, quests, offers, and our website. And the problem with this is that we do currently have a quest on for this dragon. So if I show you the quest here, we've got the Black Void quest, but without owning the dragon, you can actually currently only get one insignia. So like right now, you'd be like, oh, free quest, let's go and get this dragon. But you can only actually get one singular insignia without owning the dragon first. So that means that you'd have to buy the dragon to then get one, at least more than one insignia. So at the moment, it's not looking all that fabtabulous. But we'll get our single insignia here. We'll have to wait a little bit and then we can do the next quest. But Ditlep does actually have all of this information regarding, you know, what level the dragon will need to be to complete the quests and such. And so stage 5 is where you would actually have to own the dragon and he'd be level 20. But by the end, you can actually finish everything with a max level 70. High Black Void, apparently. So it's not even like the typical level 61 according to Ditlep. Again, this is technically unconfirmed information, but if you have to take him all the way to level 70 just to get times 20 insignias to get his skill skin, that would be a very, very expensive dragon. But regarding his special little collection, if you open up your game and go to your collection section, you will see the Cyber Void collection, and you can get a wonderful decoration, 15 gems, and basically nothing else. And that is the reward for completing this collection. You'll see that right now I've got every single dragon that was available before for it, except for High Black Void because he's now out. So you'd have to buy High Black Void, but there are these 4 mystery dragons here. And so people have said that, you know, if we have these 4 random dragons that aren't yet released, well, they could have quests coming out that will give us bonus insignias so that you can do this free to play. The issue with this is that we have 4 dragons that we don't know what they are, and currently there's no event or quest on for them. However, the actual quest only lasts for 22 days. Same with the collection event, it's only 22 days long. So that means that essentially they've got 22 days to release either tons and tons and tons of Empower happy hours, and maybe even summoning happy hours to get those dragons in the first place, or this just isn't going to be doable. And so 22 days, they would have to release a new dragon like every few days if they wanted to, you know, pace it. Or are they just going to drop all of these new dragons all at once and potentially release quests that make it doable for free-to-play players? But I'll be honest, at this stage, I don't know if they're even making it a consideration for the free-to-play players to be able to do it, but we'll see. But right now, I am not feeling too happy or positive about this event. Although, if you do get a couple of insignias from wherever, like the events or whatnot, I think that the actual parts leading up to the skill skin are quite good. So, for instance, the 5 chest, you can get heroic orbs, so that'll help some people, especially newer players, finish off their regular heroics, which I think is good. Then the second one we've got is just random perks, which, again, everyone needs random perks, but you will need 15 of them for even one perk. And then we've got the 35 insignias chest, which is just a random heroic up to, it seems to be, Drowsy. I don't know why they're not including some of the others, but let's have a quick look. I mean, we've got Commander, we've got some of the others, we've got 7, but we don't have any of the latest ones, because, you know, the ones that swapped to the new event format, we don't have any of those, but it'll help some newer players or returning ones to complete their heroic collection anyway. But 35 is still a lot to ask for. But then we've got an 80, which gives a guaranteed Reaper with an additional Phoenix, which I think requiring 80 is a hell of a lot just for a Reaper perk, to be honest. This could have genuinely been like 5 Reaper perks, and it would still be a little bit of a lot to ask for, but anyway. And then obviously, the skill skin being the 110, but I don't really like this collection at all at the moment, but, you know, he's a cool looking dragon. It's just such a shame that this, at the moment, doesn't seem to have much going for it, but, you know, free quests are always good in the sense of, well, you can get free rank ups from them. I mean, I've not been logging in too much recently because, you know, we can do all of our puzzle event stuff whenever, but Grid isn't really that interesting either. It's just a repeat event format with bugged decoration in the puzzle event, but Black Void could have been interesting, although I'm sure we're going to get more stuff for Black Friday, because that is that is pretty much here, so we need to prepare for that. And then, I don't know, just this heroic in general doesn't seem too positive, but we do also have a little bit more information on everything that's coming up, because they did make a news post about it. So this is the Black Friday 2024, and so again, Black Void is November 7th until November 29th, and they said get the insignias, yada yada, get them in event islands and such, and then rewards include, well, what we just went through, and then the new skill skin, and then the new Dragon Book collection. So that just goes into a little bit more detail, but there's nothing very exciting about it, to be honest. We have had much more interesting Black Friday related events. This one is not really it, to be honest. It's basically just, yeah, buy this dragon and then get stuff. It's like, I don't want to buy this dragon, so I guess I just get nothing right now, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind a couple of extra heroic orbs, but yeah, it's very disappointing, to be honest with you. But we'll see what happens with those new unreleased dragons. Let me know what you think. But yeah, this is like everything wrong with this game. The entire concept of skill skins, I've been against them since the very day they were released. And then making it like this, in this sort of collection event, yeah, I don't like it. It's all stinky.